Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome cross watchers for Scorpio. If you're new to the channel, happy to have you join us. And we are like T-minus 48 hours to go till the new moon with the solar eclipse. So we're kind of already into the energies. You might be feeling it a little more heavily. We had Mercury just moved into Libra yesterday. That's going to be a distinct change in the energy with regard to thoughts, perceptions, communication, possibly a little more balanced and diplomatic in terms of communication in relationships and partnerships. So that's a nice change. And Venus today moves out of Leo and into Virgo. And so matters of the heart definitely shift into something that's a little bit more mind, body, spirit kind of balance and self-care, self-love, those themes. But there's also, because Venus also rules money, love and money, there's an organization kind of a theme to it. So balancing your finances, making sure you have all your ducks in a row. There will be a lot of supportive energies toward that. Yeah, which is good. I am pulling for you from the Angel Numbers Oracle deck. It's a big deck, so I've split it into two. I can't hold it. I'll also tell you about a new feature on YouTube called Hype. Some of you may have already seen it. Some of you may be like, well, what are you talking about? Hype it's a new feature. Not everyone has it yet. They're rolling it out slowly. It's to the best of my knowledge, it's only functions on your phone, not on a laptop or desktop. I was able to do it on my phone, but it doesn't appear on my laptop. And what happens is if you're watching a video and you go to like it, the thumbs up symbol, a box pops up where you would normally, put comments, but it's a hype. It's a little shooting star icon, and you can click to hype the video, which is a signal to YouTube, and it sort of really helps the video get higher in the algorithm. I know. That's nice because it's like their new feature, they're rolling it out, so their attention is on it. Obviously, I don't have millions of subscribers, so they have gamified it, so there's a leaderboard and everything. I'm not going to be anywhere near the leaderboard, but that doesn't matter. It still is. I have noticed an improvement in the views and in the metrics where I go into my dashboard and I can see, where the views are coming from. And there's one tab that talks about platform recommended, meaning YouTube itself is recommending it, is putting it in front of new people. And that has ticked up. I know. So I think there are a few limitations on how many videos you can hype a week, but the good news is that the hype will last on each video for 7 days before it drops off. So if you really wanted to boost a video, come back in a week and boost it again. Hype it again, if that makes sense. I shouldn't use the word boost because they have a boost feature too. Hype it. So I just thought I'd let you know, something to look out for. And then if you do want to leave a comment, you have to swipe left or swipe right, and then the comment box opens up. Okay? So I know, fun with YouTube. Here we go. I'm going to pull your angel numbers card. Wow, Scorpio, 999, fulfillment. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Can you see that? Visualize what's next. The cycle you've been carrying out is reaching fulfillment. You are at the finish line of your goals, and it's time to start leveling up to visualize some new ones. What can you do to tie up loose ends? Explore this question today in quiet reflection. So the beautiful energy of 999. 10s are completion. A lot of people say 9 is completion and 10 it kind of, it's done. I see the 9s as exactly as it's described here, as the tying up the last few loose ends, right? Before you have the completion of moving into number 10, and then that 0 drops off and it turns into a 1. I'm talking numerological stuff, but got a little bit of glare here. Let's see if I can minimize it a touch. Let's see if there we go. Okay, fulfillment, visualize what's next. You're closing out a cycle. That's great. So obviously if you see 999 anywhere, or the number 9, powerful, because 9 times 3 is 27, 2 and 7 is 9. So your numerological number is 9 for this angel card. I like it. I like it for you a lot. That is a great number. And a great message from your angels. Okay, so I'm going to pull the split soulmate spread. I'll walk you through it. I'm looking at the two, you and your beloved, separately. So remember, energies can come through reversed, especially if you're here as a cross watcher. Just take it all as it resonates for you. It's a general reading, not a private reading. So it may not resonate for everybody fully. Make it your own. Here we go. Ooh, 7 of Wands is the overall energy. And the 7 of Wands can be a little bit about that sort of rising up, taking a stand. Okay, it can also be a little defensiveness and a little resistance. It depends how you see it. If you feel like I'm stepping into this or I'm pulling back from what's coming at me. So we'll see through the clarifiers for your person. 9 of Swords, they're showing up with some energies of anxiety, worry, something that's keeping them up at night, a lot of mental processing and maybe a bit of preoccupation, especially in the realm of worry. We have their blocker challenge, Ace of Cups. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that gorgeous card too. So I'm feeling like this person is almost preoccupied with the energy between you, because they may in fact be realizing to some degree and sort of preoccupied with the thought that you're the one. You're their one true love. It's the gift from spirit. And I'm not seeing it so much as a block, but more as a challenge. And like they're worried about something here. What is their opportunity? The moon. Perfect. So the message of the moon for this person as an opportunity card is don't operate from fear and all those lower vibrations of anxiety and worry and a little obsessed adjacent energy. No, 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 no. Use your emotions as a navigation tool to your intuition. Okay? Because intuition is a higher vibration. And we really have to sort of calm all of our frazzled neurons, as I like to say, to hear it, to feel it, to sense it. Because intuition isn't suspicion. Intuition isn't panic. Intuition is, oh, I'm feeling it. I've got my finger on the pulse of what might be happening here. And the moon, because it represents what we can't see, what's behind the veil, so to speak, it triggers our fears, it triggers our apprehensions, it triggers our anxiety, it triggers our worries, and it certainly could keep us up all night. And isn't it interesting that we've got this moon coming up here as the opportunity literally while we're in the buildup of the energy to the new moon solar eclipse. I know. Which is going to be, and it's happening in the sign of Virgo, so it's going to be a big one. A big one. Almost the way I perceive it is when, when we block out the sun, it'll be that same thing I said for the lunar eclipse, but in reverse a bit. It's a power down and power up. But when we power back up, when the sun comes, back from behind the moon, what we are having then is this sort of burst of insight, conscious awareness of something that can't come forward with us. And with a new moon, we're setting intentions. And we're sort of seeding the ground for what we're trying to manifest. And we're doing it when just after the new moon peaks, because we want to catch it on the upswing when it's waxing, not when it's waning. I know it's a little technical, but that's the best advice I can give you, is just wait right until after it peaks and then set your intentions or communicate your intentions to the universe and get out. This person needs to get out of a lower vibration when it comes to apparently their thoughts and perceptions about you. So let's get your energies here. And as I said, it can come through reverse. That's very possible. Whew. Page of Wands. Okay. So you may be open to a positive message. You might be open to, the Page of Wands can be in it just for the minute, but I don't think that's how you're coming through. I think you're kind of saying, what am I going to hear? Or am I going to hear something that sort of lights me up or lets me know what's happening? Your block or challenge is the King of Wands. Okay, and your opportunity is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups as an opportunity card isn't really telling you necessarily walk away. The opportunity is to walk away, unless of course you feel that. But it's an opportunity to leave behind what no longer serves you on an emotional level in this situation, right? What have you already gone through emotionally that's kind of wrung out, right? I see you as coming into this reading with some optimism. Page of Wands is very optimistic. He's also a messenger. So almost like, I'm ready to hear what you have to say. I'm open to it. I'm positive. I'm, kind of even excited. And what's the challenge is it's got to come from this King of Wands. The King of Wands knows what they want. They don't hesitate. If they're in reversed energy, they can kind of be like a don't call me, I'll call you. It can be the unavailable lover situation with the King of Wands reversed. But I feel like there is some resistance here. Now that I see what's happening, I do feel there's some resistance between you with the Seven of Wands. And the way to kind of mitigate that is to figure out what you want and be assertive about it. Right? That rising up, that fire in the belly. So I think it's starting more as some resistance, like there's this tension, this pull between the two of you. And good news is this person is really worried and thinking about it a lot. And they need to sort of channel that into something more intuitive, something that allows them to feel a sense of competence to deal with whatever is that they can't see, instead of operating from fear and anxiety and worry. And you're just waiting for them to kind of come in, to get it all and to go, oh, I got you, I want you. And then you can both leave all the emotional nonsense behind. So that's the overall story that I see. Yes, indeed. The moon here is Pisces energy. The Page of Wands are the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. King of Wands is Leo. Yes, yes, yes. So don't forget to like the video. As I said, hype if you have that option. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. That is really helpful. And I thank you for that. So let's see our Seven of Wands. Emperor, Queen of Swords, perfect. And Justice. Yeah, there's the resistance is on both sides. We have the Divine Masculine here, which I'm sensing over on this side. Queen of Swords over on this side is just sort of the energies that you're each adopting. And underneath is a Justice card, which is talking about the balance. Justice is also Libra. Mercury just moved into Libra. I just said that. And I said that that kind of perception, the thoughts that are plaguing this person, right, certainly are going to ease up and find some kind of natural state of balance. Something more harmonious. Their thoughts and perceptions should dial down a notch. Communication should flow a little more easily. So that's the good news. Queen of Swords, if that's your energy, you're kind of coming at this straightforward. Like, just put it out there. Tell me, just give it to me straight, no chaser, right? Because the Queen of Swords doesn't come into the situation with a lot of emotions. She's on a fact-finding mission. She just wants to know, what's the truth in this situation? Truth seeker, truth teller. And she comes in sort of with her hand extended there and saying, like, I'm coming in peace here. I just, like, let's deal with me directly. And the Emperor, which normally in his upright embodies all the highest and best attributes of all four kings, is in the resistance pattern right now. I think if you're resisting at all, which isn't really clear from this part without the clarifiers, if you are at all, it's because you're like, I got some unanswered questions. Let's deal with that first. But I think it's coming more from a Divine Masculine energy. Someone that might be slightly over-controlling the situation. So, you know, because they're kind of trying to keep something to their, I don't want to say to their advantage because that sounds negative, but so that they don't feel they're losing something. That's why the Seven of Wands is coming through as resistance. And the Emperor is using that as kind of like holding it all back. Like, they know you want the truth. There's something out of balance. The Justice card can also be accountability. So they may need to take some accountability for something that's going on between the two of you, and they're resisting. And here's why. Because you are their true love. And that's, you know, for some people, look, they're kind of stressing it badly, head and hands, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, is the Nine of Swords, and lots of fears rising up, and their opportunity is to flip that around so that they're not operating from fear, they're operating more from emotional awareness and intuition. But it wouldn't be a problem, they wouldn't be resisting if they didn't have something to lose. Ace of Cups. All right. So that's where that's the lay of the land, folks. Okay, so the Nine of Swords to the Ace of Cups for this person. There it is. Knight of Cups, beautiful. Temperance, Page of Pentacles. Good. So yeah, one little baby step at a time. I feel like this person is in an energy of like almost a little bit of freak out, learning how to fly the plane as they build it, so to speak, with that Page of Pentacles coming from the bottom of the deck. That's their inner landscape. That's their unconscious awareness. This is all new to me. I'm going to take it one baby step at a time. I'm learning something here. And they're, it's driving them a little cuckoo. The Knight of Cups and Temperance, this is their desire to be vulnerable. The Knight of Cups is the most romantic card in the deck, but a lot of times the romance comes from that vulnerability. The image I always get with the Nine of Cups is the guy who's holding the boom box up in that movie, right? I can't remember the movie. Someone will put it in the comments, but they hold the boom box up to their beloved who's in their bedroom, and the light goes on and she comes to the window. That's vulnerable. How much more romantic can you get than that? And yet it comes from like, I'm putting it all out here. And temperance is that spiritual wisdom to know that all the energies are going to come into flow and balance. So don't act on impulse. You don't need to. Go with the flow. And I feel that's really hard for this person, but that's what's really necessary to kind of get them out of the freak out. Okay. They're trying to take it one step at a time. And what I'm seeing with the Nine of Swords is a lot of heavy gulping, like, okay. I got this. Like, to kind of coach themselves into that temperance energy. I'm good. I'm okay. Everything's fine. So that they don't take some kind of impulsive action that could disrupt everything. Yeah. Ace of Cups now to the Moon. Devil. There's the fear. Egoic fear and resistance. King of Pentacles. Wow. And the Nine of Pentacles. See, and the Nine of Pentacles is you, because deep down inside, this person really admires you, looks up to you, obviously has you on a pedestal. Sometimes I would say, might have you on a pedestal. No, clearly has you on a pedestal. You're that Ace of Cups. You're the one true love. You're the love of their life. And what are they? They are filled with fear and terror that they're going to screw it up somehow, some way. So the Seven of Wands is their resistance, and it's coming from egoic fear and resistance. And then we have the King of Pentacles, which, if the King of Pentacles is that sort of energy of the person that says, I'm here. I'm here for you. I got you. I got your back. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm in this, I'm mature, I'm ready for the responsibility of this relationship, and, being that person you can count on. And I think this person's opportunity is to sort of navigate their ego through their superego. Like, see that King of Pentacles as the superego, which rises above the id. That's the id, rises above the ego, which tries to keep us small, and then operates from that, that part of our personalities that know the right thing to do. And even if we're scared, we do it anyway. That's what I'm seeing. And the Moon is the mechanism to do that. Because if this person who's kind of racked with fear of screwing it up or losing you operates from more like using all of that emotional energy as information to help them navigate the unknown, they'll operate more from intuition, and they'll show up and they'll have it all together. Everything will fall into place is probably a better way to say it. Yeah. I will say this much. This is not someone who doesn't give a shit. This is someone who does. Really does, really cares, really clearly falling in love or in love. feeling that there's a lot to lose. So now we've got you with the Page of Wands to the King of Wands. 10 of Wands. How you coming in here with all this fire? Oh, Knight of Swords. All right, good. Just give it to me straight, right? 3 of Swords on the bottom. So somewhere in your unconscious awareness, you might be feeling a little triggered. There might still be some wounds here, whether it's because of this connection or maybe something that happened in some other relationship. In your unconscious awareness, it's like, I don't want to get hurt. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm hopeful for a positive message, because things are getting really heavy. It's a lot of burden. And the 10 of Wands tells you to unburden yourself. And how would you unburden yourself right now? Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords kind of matches that Queen of Swords a bit. The Knight of Swords is this person coming in quickly to clear the air. So it's clearly like your emphasis is on, I'm waiting to hear from this person. And I'm waiting with optimism, and I'm wanting some optimism from them, like a positive message. And that clarity coming in on that Knight of Swords, which is, let's clean up on aisle 5 here and make sure there's no misunderstandings. And that will go a long way to helping you unburden yourself and release some negative karma that's floating around here. Because it's all based on this 3 of Swords, which, if you think about it, it's like you sort of, on some level, maybe even unconsciously aware that this person has the power to hurt you, to hurt your feelings, to break your heart. Maybe that's already happened in some cases for some of you, where there might be a little bit of this is sort of the aftermath of something, and you're trying to get it all back up and running, as it were. And that Knight of Swords will go a long way. The clarity, the clearing the air. That's why you've got the Queen of Swords right there with that Emperor. Okay, so that makes sense and kind of goes pretty well with what I'm seeing on this side. But let's see the King of Wands to the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is your opportunity to deal with the blocker challenge of the King of Wands. 7 of Pentacles. Oh, Lord. Okay, there's the Fool. All right. And the 6 of Pentacles. Yes, I'm going to pull an extra card for the 8 of Cups, please. Why is the 8 of Cups here? Goes right back to the 7 of Wands. Perfect. Okay, just got it. Thank you. So in the opportunity, I wasn't quite clear from the clarifiers that come out. So I ask, what's it here for? It brings me back to the opening card. So, and I'm sensing from the clarifiers that that 7 of Wands is indeed some resistance. So what are we leaving behind that will no longer serve us on an emotional level? Resistance, defensiveness. That's the opportunity. So we've got the King of Wands with the 8 of Cups. And what comes through is that this is a process that is unfolding gradually. This King of Wands being your blocker challenge. I think it's more of a challenge because you really want this person to come toward you without hesitation, without reservation, knowing what they want. I see it, I want it, I claim it, it's mine, says the King of Wands in this upright energy, and you're waiting for that call or that text or whatever. And the clarity that comes from this person coming in, Knight of Swords, with all the clarifying of their feelings or their thoughts or their perceptions so that there's no misunderstandings. Because what's really weighing on you is, am I about to get hurt? Okay? But it's something that's unfolding kind of, organically, and it takes time. Excuse me. But it's almost as if to say the Seven of Pentacles is part of the issue with the King of Wands. So it's not necessarily your issue. It's almost by proxy, because this person is going through a process and it's taking time for them to sort things out. And so you got to get ready to take your leap of faith. You got to get ready, because at any time this person can kind of manifest what it is they've planted the seeds around. In other words, this is something that's unfolding without you having to do anything with it or about it, from this King of Wands. And once it's all reached some level of evolution, growth, maturation, whatever you want to say, then all of a sudden the opportunity is right in front of you. And you're either gonna, fly or fall. And underneath in the unconscious energy is the Six of Pentacles. And what you would be leaping into is that energy that says we're both going to be invested 100. We're both going to be generous with each other, with our time, with our energy, with our resources, with our spirit, with our love. And we can then leave behind the defensiveness, the resistance, that energy of like, I got to hold you off because I need to control how this is all unfolding from this person's point of view. So what I'm trying to tell you is, this is a challenge, not a block. It's a challenge because there's a timing reference that you don't have control over. So you sort of have to just be patient. And then once that has sort of evolved to the point where this person is shedding that shadow of the devil and stepping up into King of Pentacles and saying, yes, I want this Ace of Cups. I want you. I'm in 100%. You got to be ready to go. Okay? So, because it's going to happen quickly. That's the point about the Fool, is it's Uranus. It's the planet Uranus. Expect the unexpected. Anything can happen, and probably will. And it comes after this sort of little bit of a dry period with that Seven of Pentacles coming. It's landing on a King of Wands, which is not ever normally the disposition of the King of Wands. That's Leo energy. That's, there's no hesitation. But again, your person just might have the passion and might have the desire, but has some kind of fear here that's overriding their desires. Once they get that sorted through, and it seems like that's in progress now, they're going to show up, and that's unexpected. And then you got to be prepared to say, all right, let's do it. I'm in. You in? I'm in. Let's go. Now we've got the reciprocity, the generosity working for us, and we can leave all the resistance and stuff behind. So that is what I see for you at this moment. Before I give you the astrology that showed up, I am continuing this in the extended. I'm just using the same decks. It's the same spread. I'm pushing it up a little bit and continuing. And what I'm looking at in the extended for you is when you're together. I say when, not if. When you're together, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what are the opportunities? So a strength, challenge, opportunity, situation, but with you together in relationship. Very instructive. I'm going to get a card from this person. What do they want you to know? What do they want to say to you? What are they picking up from you at 5D energetically? A card from Spirit. That usually comes through with some guidance and sometimes something to be on the lookout for. Hidden energy, what don't you know that's going on behind the scenes that might be helpful. And the card for the last card is sort of like a, what might unfold going forward. So a little bit of a peek ahead. Okay, and the links to that are below. Please note, link number 1 is the Scorpio Monthly. That is a membership and it renews automatically every month, but it gives you access to 4 different collections. And the access doesn't start today going forward. The minute you get into your account, because you got an email, a password, and all that, you get access to everything I've ever uploaded for these 4 collections from the beginning of time. You get the Scorpio, you get the new moons, the full moons, which now I'm only doing for the membership anyway. So that's something you won't see on the channel, and the monthly energy updates. Okay, so I just want to let you know that's below, and I think that's it. If you've enjoyed the reading so far and you haven't yet done so, by all means do subscribe. I can see in my dashboard, out of everybody that's viewing me, 57% are not subscribed. That's not a great metric. So if you're one of the 57% that watches me and enjoys the readings but hasn't subscribed, it doesn't cost a thing, but it helps me out a lot. And that could be a way to pay it forward. So I thank you in advance for subscribing. Here we go for the astrology. Emperor is Aries. Queen of Swords is Libra, as is Justice. I love that. We have Pisces in the Knight of Cups. Temperance is Sagittarius. Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Devil is more Capricorn. King of Pentacles is Taurus. The 9 of Pentacles is some Virgo energy there. The moon is Pisces. Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Knight of Swords is Gemini. King of Wands is Leo. As I said, the Fool here is Uranus, which rules Aquarius. And that's what I've got, plus your fabulous oracle. Like, there is something you're tying up loose ends here on, especially, you know, because you've got that 10 of Wands. You're ready to offload all this heavy burden. So think about that. And I am headed to the extended. The links are below. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.